Today's opening tip, Steph Curry's tunnel shot. Gone. No more at the new Chase Center after this last attempt. He said, it, quote, he shed a tear after realizing it yesterday. Nick, will you miss the tunnel shot?
Hell yeah, but not as much as Steph. Because Steph really is bummed out about this, and I think there's a realization around the organization. Things are not what they used to be. As great as this arena is, it just doesn't have the charm right now that Oracle
He'll
did.
find a new one, trust me. He can shoot anywhere in the gym. He'll find a new one.
Give him the other tunnel. Impress me, Steph Curry. Welcome to The Jump. I'm Amin Elhassan in for Rachel Nichols. Today I'm joined by our Warriors reporter Nick Friedell and 2008 Finals MVP Paul Pierce.
What up?
Welcome back from Australia. Coming up, Kawhi made his preseason debut last night. Do you expect his finals dominance to carry over? We'll discuss. But first, Steph Curry dropped 40 points in 25 minutes of preseason action last night. There's been a lot of talk about how KD's exit and Klay's injury will impact Steph, and I think we saw a glimpse of that last night. Paul, did Curry put the league on notice with his performance last night?
The league has been on notice. This is the two-time MVP. Trust me, nobody forgot who this guy is. I mean, everybody's aware he doesn't have KD. He's not going to have Klay for half the season. Come on, he's going to be in the MVP run, and he didn't have to score 40 for people to be on notice.
I'm with Paul completely. Everybody knew Steph was capable of this with or without KD, with or without Klay. The difference for me, guys, is this. I do not believe they're going to play Steph heavy minutes at all.
Right.
So everybody who's saying, all right, he can win the MVP. Steph's unbelievable. He can do seemingly anything he wants to on the basketball floor. But I don't believe you can win MVP when you're playing 30, 32 minutes a night and you're potentially sitting out some games to get some extra rest in.
I think it's interesting because on the one hand, I think we all know he can, but should he, right? Because of the added burden. They don't want to run through it. But at the same time, you look at this roster, it's not a whole lot of depth. And a lot of those guys on that coming off the bench are inexperienced guys. So which way do you think the Warriors are leaning as far as how much they're going to lean on Steph Curry?
I think they're going to lean on him a lot in the beginning, but Steve Kerr made this point last night. We were always leaning on Steph.
Right.
That they knew exactly what he represented, and this is why I caution everybody about this season. This is for any team in the league, but if Steph Curry goes down, forget it.
Yeah.
We aren't going to see Klay. I mean, Klay, they're going to say, hey, Klay, let's pump the brakes on that return. It changes the dynamic of everything because he is so crucial to everything they do, especially offensively. But everybody has been on this hype train of Steph's going to run through the league and dominate. He already dominated. He's already proven that. So you, if you're the Warriors, have to rest him to a point where he's ready to go in April and potentially May and not worry so much about what his numbers may be early in the year.
But I think Steph, I mean, he's motivated, I think. I think he really wants to show people, like, look, I still got it. I still am arguably the best player, and I'm still an MVP out here. He took a step back. So the Warriors want to make the playoffs. So he's going to have to play more minutes than he did last year. He's going to have to carry a certain load until Klay gets back. So I think his minutes will be up in the first few months of the season to where he's going to show, like, look, I can still lead the league in scoring. I can still be that dynamic player. And he doesn't have the luxury of, like, taking time off or sitting back and watching somebody else go off if this team want to succeed in the regular season. Because I've said this before, they're one injury away from Draymond or him getting hurt to not making the playoffs.
Well, I want to ask you, because early in your career with the Celtics, you guys were successful, went to conference finals, and then people started changing to, like the personnel change, and you were kind of last man standing. What was that like, that transition from, hey, we're one of the contenders to now we're not quite?
I just felt like at that moment, I was like, look, we're heading in a certain direction. We get to the conference finals. Let's build on that. Look, I mean, Golden State's been 5 straight finals. Right. But for me, it was like very discouraging. It was just like I'm starting to hit my prime. I'm my 4th, 5th, 6th year, and the team is regressing. We're rebuilding again. Mm-hmm. This is what it started as a rebuild when I first got there, and then I'm in my prime making all-star teams. We get to the conference finals, and then we strip the team down again. I mean, that was the most discouraging thing for me, and it took a lot of motivation out of me for a couple years. I'm not going to even lie about it.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.